Hey, what's up guys? I don't generally like to put actual videos on my channel because this is supposed to be a music channel. I will be making a channel dedicated to making videos, don't worry. I actually already have, there's just no content to show yet, so I'm not going to plug it yet. Anyways, the reason I'm making this video is just to make a few updates to the channel and talk about some stuff that's been going on with my music here recently. So if you know me, I used to be really bad at releasing stuff on the other platforms because it was so easy to just post music on YouTube and be able to get direct feedback, which is something I value a lot. I'm not the best music creator yet, so I always want to get as much feedback as I can. Well, over the past few months, I've been trying to get my stuff onto Spotify. Well, more of my stuff, I should say. There's a handful of songs that I released with a certain distributor, more on that later, but I wanted to release them more easily. So I went and paid and tried a different distributor. I did end up actually releasing some of my new tracks on there, including the new Riptide The Human Journey Volume 1 soundtrack. You should go watch Riptide if you haven't already, by the way. They, however, just had too strict policies for me to deal with. For example, I could not have extra words on my album covers that weren't artist names or titles. I like to put extra words on my covers to push a message further, just like on this one where I put a bunch of motivational words for the message of the song to, quote, keep moving forward. Of course, I had no problem with this company, so I figured I would go to my old distributor and release the songs that I couldn't release with said distributor. This is going to get confusing. I had closed my account with my old distributor because I assumed I wouldn't need a release with them anymore. I was wrong, so I reopened the account and released some more songs on there. I then released an album on there that I assume was the problem. It was called it was called Things I Released That I Don't Want to Release Individually. I assume this was fine. I mean, there was an actual album named Vivid Dixie Submarine Transmission Plot. All one word, no spaces. I'll put it on screen. I don't know. I assumed my album would be fine, or that they would just take it down if it wasn't fine. They do have the distribution rights to my songs after I signed up with their platform, so if they had problems, they could just take it down, right? I would assume so, and I would be okay with that. Well, they sent me an email out of seemingly nowhere saying that the release violated their anti-fraud policy, and that my account would be banned and I couldn't mess with any of my releases. Their policy apparently states that because I violated the policy that I couldn't release any of my tracks on their platform or take down my old tracks in order to prevent me from releasing my, quote, fraudulent tracks, end quote, that I made and released way before they released them onto other platforms that aren't YouTube, onto other platforms. Well, I don't release music that isn't mine or use samples that aren't mine. I've never sampled on the channel before except for drums maybe, but even then, how would they even know? I emailed them again and they essentially just didn't respond. Well, I looked at the email further and they said that I could either wait 5 years for them to be taken down automatically, or I would have to pay 22 euros or $25 to take my releases down early per UPC. This is per song and album, not per song on these albums, and would end up being $240. I did the math. This is bad. I'm not paying for that for old songs that I could remake in a few hours if I really wanted to. Of course, out of curiosity, I still ended up seeing how much it would cost. It said that it would cost $450 to take everything down for only 10 UPCs. Do that math. This is when I assumed I was being scammed and that the distributor is fraudulent. Well, I tried to email again and didn't get a response, so I went and looked on Trustpilot and they seemed to respond to negative reviews very fast, and it just so happens all of them are about the same thing I was dealing with. So I made a very kind review which told every part of my issue and the stuff I liked about the service. I left a 2-star review in hopes that they would possibly help me out or at least respond kindly. I was wrong. They responded with, quote, "As already told by your email, your account has been permanently blocked in application of our anti-fraud policy. It was your fault and here are the consequences. Assume your responsibility," end quote. For one, I never said that it wasn't my fault. I had other questions that never got answered so that I could plan accordingly on what to do next. They never responded. Oh, by the way, I didn't type that wrong. That is the exact quote that they typed, a half-assed typo written response to my kind message. I rewrote in my review nicer, by the way. I'll put this one up here. I wish I had saved the previous one so I could show you, but I am an idiot. This is the end of my talks with them. I will not be trying to get those songs back, so they are on my Spotify and whatever other apps they release them on. This means that I cannot change them at all. This brings me to my next point. You see, when I had less artist friends and photos, I used to use artificial intelligence image generation to make my album covers. I am very against artificial intelligence, but I thought I didn't really have a choice. All of them are basically in a line on my channel from Top of the Mountain to Herbs Relicta. After that, I've used absolutely zero artificial intelligence. I feel I should also say that none of my music is made with artificial intelligence and all my music is made by me. Let's just nip that at the bud. Correction here, there is one after Herbs Relicta, United We Fall, has an AI cover, which I will be fixing because I really like that song. A couple of these songs, however, are released with my old distributor, namely The Top of the Mountain, Flying Cars, Letters to Myself, Aurora Borealis, yeah, A Sun Worth Rising for, Solitude, and later United We Fall. This means that I can't re-release these songs on Spotify and whatever other apps without getting into trouble. What I can do is change them on YouTube to be something else, which is what I plan on doing, and leave those up on Spotify for the time being. You can listen to those songs on Spotify and stuff, but they still might have the AI covers on them, which I don't approve of anymore. But unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. In 5 years, they'll be automatically taken down, so there's that. That's the biggest issue I have, I guess. Unfortunately, those songs will have to stay that way. However, new songs will be able to be cleanly released on another distributor, and they seem really helpful so far. I'm loving these guys, and because I love them, I will mention that it's DistroKid. They've been so great to me so far, and if you guys are planning on releasing music, I highly recommend them. I am, however, done releasing old songs on Spotify. The songs I will be working on releasing are as follows: United We Fall, Friday, Sub-Zero, Sheltered, Conscience, The Human Journey, Redux, the true version, Keep Moving Forward, Perihelion, Join the Majority, Wow, May 23rd.mp3, Riptide The Human Journey Volume 1, and Bigger Than Yourself. All these will be released. Anything before that you can consider, quote, legacy, I guess. Who I used to be as a music creator. I take myself much more seriously as a music creator now and want to make sure that you guys also take me more seriously as a creator as well. New stuff will be released easier from here on out as well. I need an opinion though. It may be very hard to release everything mentioned above as, quote, singles. But what if I did this? I released an album with United We Fall, Friday, Sheltered, Conscience, May 23rd.mp3, and Bigger Than Yourself, and release the others as singles. All of them will remain with their album covers except for United We Fall on YouTube. The answer is no, or yes, hell, I don't know. I would love for some people to draw me some album covers for the mentioned songs, specifically for United We Fall, Friday, and Conscience, or whatever the album art would be if the answer is yes to the previous question. Whoever draws the album cover I like best, your signature can be on the cover art. One more thing, I'm trying to work on a Jekyll Discord server right now, so I might release something here soon talking about that. Anyways, thank you for listening to this rant and some updates to the channel. Have a great day, and remember to stop and breathe every once in a while.